As a manager, you are the most important person in your team's work life. You make the daily calls that define their experience. You decide who gets a challenging new project. You decide who receives extra coaching. You decide who might need a bit more support to succeed. Your choices matter more than almost any other factor. In fact, research shows managers account for at least 70% of the variance in employee engagement scores. This is a huge responsibility. It means your actions directly shape whether your people feel motivated and connected, or disengaged and ready to leave. You are on the front lines, making the decisions that truly count. But are you making these critical decisions with the best information? Too often, the answer is no. Companies are gathering more employee data than ever before. Central HR teams have access to powerful dashboards. Central HR teams have access to complex predictive models. Central HR teams have access to deep analytical reports. They can see trends across the entire organization. Yet, this valuable information rarely makes its way to the people who need it most: you. This disconnect is known as the last mile problem. It is the final, and often most difficult step in the journey of data from a central system to a manager's daily decision-making process. The data exists, but it gets stuck just before it can be used. This last mile gap forces you to rely on intuition and gut feelings. While your experience is valuable, it isn't enough on its own. Without hard data, you might miss the subtle signs of an employee who is becoming disengaged. You might not realize that one team member is taking on a much heavier workload than another. You might make a compensation decision without seeing how it compares to others in similar roles. These are not failures of your judgment. They are failures of a system that fails to equip you with the simple, clear facts you need to lead effectively and fairly. The consequences of this data gap are significant and costly. When you can't spot retention risks early, you lose talented people who could have been saved with a simple conversation. When you don't have clear data on skill gaps, you might invest in generic training that does not meet your team's specific needs. Perhaps most importantly, when decisions about promotions and pay are made without transparent data, they can feel unfair. This erodes trust and damages the very foundation of a healthy team culture. The cost of this last-mile problem isn't just a line item on a report. It's paid in lost talent. It's paid in wasted resources. It's paid in lower morale. The last-mile problem is not a single issue, but a series of barriers standing between you and useful people data. Think of them as three tall walls. The first wall is access. Your company's data is scattered across multiple disconnected systems: HR information system for work, history, a separate learning platform for training records, yet another tool for performance reviews. Strict permission settings and privacy protocols can be so rigid they block basic, anonymized team trends. The data is locked away to You don't have the right key. The second wall is context. Even with access, data often arrives in a raw, unhelpful format. A spreadsheet full of numbers. A complex chart built for the executive board. Data needs to be translated into a story that makes sense for your team. You do not need a company-wide attrition chart. You need to know if someone on your team is showing signs of burnout. You need simple comparisons, showing how your team's compensation stacks up. Without context, raw data is noise. It creates confusion instead of clarity. The third wall is timeliness. Work moves fast. Decisions happen in real time. But the data you get is usually a snapshot of the past. By the time a quarterly engagement report arrives, the situations it describes may be weeks or months old. The chance to intervene has often passed. A report saying someone was a retention risk 2 months ago is not helpful if they've already resigned. You need data that reflects what's happening now, or at least very recently. Outdated information yields reactive fixes, not strategic leadership. Fixing the last-mile problem does not require a complete overhaul of your company's technology. It requires a shift in focus, from collecting data for HR to delivering insights for managers. The first solution is to create manager-facing tools. These are simple self-service analytics platforms designed specifically for you. Imagine a dashboard where you can ask a question in plain English. Who on my team has not taken vacation time this quarter? The best tools are integrated into the platforms you use every day. Microsoft Teams, Slack your email client, so checking on your team's data becomes part of your workflow. A second solution is to build guided decision workflows. This embeds data directly into the moments you make key decisions. For example, open the annual compensation review form. It could show the recommended pay band for an employee's role. It could show their position within that band. It could surface an alert if a proposed raise creates a pay equity issue. Similarly, a promotion request form could prompt you to review performance trends and skill development history before you submit it. This guides you to fairer, data-informed choices without extra work. The third solution is tiered access with training. Not every manager needs access to all data at once. Start managers with safe, aggregated team-level data, overall engagement scores, turnover rates. To unlock individual-level insights require short, practical training modules. Training focuses on data privacy, on interpreting common metrics correctly, and on starting constructive conversations based on data. This builds capability and protects privacy. These solutions change the role of your HR business partner. From theory to practice, how real companies win. These solutions are not just theoretical concepts, they are being used by innovative companies today to empower their managers and drive real results. For example, a major technology company wanted to improve employee well-being, but knew that an annual survey was not enough. They decided to integrate weekly, light-touch well-being signals directly into their internal team chat application. Managers received a simple, confidential summary of their team's stress and workload levels. Because the insights appeared where managers were already working, they began checking them regularly and starting proactive conversations, leading to a measurable reduction in reported burnout. Another example comes from a global consumer goods company that was deeply committed to fair pay. Their HR team noticed that despite having clear compensation policies, unexplained pay gaps still existed. To solve this, they embedded pay equity alerts directly into their manager compensation workflow. When a manager entered a salary recommendation, the system would immediately flag if the decision created or worsened a pay gap, prompting them to provide a justification or reconsider. Within 2 years, the company dramatically reduced its unexplained pay gaps, proving that context at the moment of decision is key. A large retail organization paired tiered access and training. Stores led by certified managers saw a 15% lower turnover rate compared to those led by uncertified managers. Section 5. Your first steps for tomorrow. Closing the HR data gap is not an insurmountable challenge. It is a journey that starts with small, deliberate actions. You don't need a massive budget or a new enterprise-wide system to begin making progress. The most important thing is to start now. Give managers the right data in the right format at the right time. Foster better engagement. Improve retention. Ensure fairer decisions for everyone. The benefits are clear. Teams perform better. Top talent stays longer. The workplace becomes more equitable and transparent. When you are equipped to lead with data, everyone wins. So, where do you begin? 3 simple practical steps you can take tomorrow. Map your decisions. Pilot a small solution. Invest in one skill.